The Patriots are favored by 3.5 points. Cynthia, we'll start with you. Who do you have winning?
3.5 points. I'm a tight one in this one. Patriots 25, and then I have the Ravens 22. I know everyone loves a good 22 projection, but you have to remember, 22 for the Ravens is more likely because they go for it on fourth down more often.
Yep.
And so, you know, when you get mad at me about my 22, just realize that it's happened more often recently than we've seen.
I'm actually going in the opposite. And I think the Ravens get them. Again, I think Lamar catches them off guard, and I think Hollywood Brown has a big game because I feel like the Patriots defense has trouble with those run after catch guys.
Didn't like Antonio Brown, then the Hollywood Brown, right? It's like a cousin connection there.
Exactly. What do you got, Greg?
He's a big return for them, Hollywood Brown. I have the Ravens winning this game.
What?
Too.
Look at that.
This isn't a 16-0 Patriots team. This is their worst offense I think they've had since 2001. They're going to lose at some point, and I can almost see the stories during the bye week. Belichick has them in full pads, and he's, you know, so angry just because they have one loss. It's going to happen at some point.
No, it's going to happen week 14 against the Chiefs.
Okay.
Just saying.
Houston is favored by 2 in this one. Cynthia, kick us off.
I have a slightly bigger than 2 margin. I have Texans 24, and then I have the Jaguars 21. So 3.
Okay, well,
Bigger than 2.
I'm going with the Texans as well. Deshaun Watson playing lights out. Think he keeps it going this week against the Jaguars out in London. What do you got, Jim?
I have the Jaguars winning this game. I think their offense has been really steady with Gardner Minshew, and more importantly, their defense and their pass rush, I think, gives them an advantage. I hate picking against Deshaun Watson at this point because he's just going to pull some magical thing. I think the Jaguars are a more complete team.
I think the AFC South in general is the most fascinating division right now because there are 3 teams that really, actually all 4 could make the playoffs, but 3 teams that really are in the mix, and this game has a lot of implications as to who will actually win the South.
The Vikings are favored in this one by 2.5. Cynthia, we will start with you as always. Who you got?
I'm with DJ. I have the Chiefs 24-23 in this one, which is maybe a little surprising. And Minnesota fans, I'm sure I'll hear from them. But I do have a good game from Dalvin Cook. I just think that Andy Reid and company, they know that they need to keep pace in the AFC in order to secure a bye, and I think that this is the kind of game where Andy Reid figures it out and takes away Dalvin Cook. I still have a good game from him, but takes him away.
So this is with Matt Moore in the lineup. You have the Chiefs winning.
I do think there's a chance that we see Patrick Mahomes. I don't think it's 100% Matt Moore, but I do have Matt Moore plugged in for right now because it's not Sunday. You have to tune back in on Sunday to see what happens if it was Patrick Mahomes.
There you go. Nice game day view plug there.
You know, just company person.
You've done this before. All right, I'm going Minnesota myself. I'm a big Kid Cudi fan, which is crazy because I was never a Kid Cudi fan early in the season, but now he's made me a believer. He's
just because of the nickname.
The nickname.
It's a great nickname.
The incredible nickname.
I like Kid Cudi.
He's settled into himself as a quarterback, and he's like letting the game come to him, not trying to do too much, and the Vikings have been beneficiaries of that. I think they keep it going this week, and they beat the Chiefs.
I'm still waiting to see the Chiefs defense show up and be any better than they were a year ago, have a good performance. I'm taking the Vikings. I'm surprised. Even if Patrick Mahomes played in this game, I think the Vikings would have a great chance to win. They have really changed who they are as a team. They kind of use September almost as the preseason, figure out what they do well, what they don't do well. The offensive line's playing much better now. I think they're a totally different team, and I think they win.
The Panthers are favored by 4 in this one, Cynthia. What do you got for me?
I have 5. 23-18. Panthers win. Nice, comfortable win. 5 or more points happens in well over 50% of the simulations. So keep that in mind.
I feel good because I'm with the model. I got the Panthers winning. I think, again, Kyle Allen fends off Cam Newton for at least another week and gives people more to think about. Greg, what do you got?
I have the Panthers winning, too. I like it when we're all aligned. Although I do think it'll be close. I feel like maybe it's a field goal game.
A field goal game?
You know, something like that.
All right.
Okay. All right, fine.
And the Raiders are favored by 2 in this
which
one.
means they're underdogs or under cats.
Cynthia, kick it off. What do we got?
I have Lions 26, Raiders 24 in this matchup. I'm going to tell you, it makes me anxious because I want them to keep winning, and I feel like if I pick against them, they win. I don't know, but the model says that. We go with the model, and then my heart just like, well, I'll go over here and watch.
I feel like that's why I had such a good week last week. Not as good as Greg, because I agree with the model. I'm going with the Lions, too. I think they get the W in Oakland.
I'm taking the Raiders. I don't feel overly confident in it. It's kind of a wish for these Oakland fans. We're coming up to the home stretch right now of one of the great runs that any city has had with any NFL franchise in the history of this league. I mean, they are right there, and they got 3 straight home games now, pretty winnable games, and their offense is, I want something special to happen in Oakland this year. Do it.
First they lose basketball, then they lose football. It's just, it's tough.
I mean, I wore my Raiders London jacket here today.
Well,
I see you're cheering now.
It'll be exciting when the Chargers are playing there in a couple of years. The Colts are favored by 1. Cynthia, what does the model say?
The elusive number 22 happens again here. Everybody
Wow.
loves a good 22. I have Colts 22, Steelers 20. So more than 1 point, 2 points in this one, and 42 total points in the game.
Well, I teased it a minute ago, so I mean, it's no surprise. I'm going with the Colts too. Again, I just feel really good about this offense, and Jacoby Brissett in particular. What do you got, G?
We are aligned. The Colts have played 7 games. They're all one-score games, so it's gonna come down to the end. But I think they win on the road. I think they're kind of the ultimate middle right now of the NFL. They're the litmus test. If you're not gonna beat the Colts, then you're not gonna make the playoffs.
All right, it's time to make some quick picks where we pick the rest of the games that we're most excited about. We'll start in Philly, where the Eagles are hosting the struggling Bears. Eagles are favored by 4.5, Cynthia. What do you got for us?
I have Eagles 24, Bears 19. That's 5.
Ooh. 5, okay. I like that. I'm going Eagles too. I think last week was one of those weeks where it could have went either way. They banded together. I think it motivates them for now and even throughout the rest of the season. I like the Eagles. What do you
They're
got?
healthier. Their back end in the secondary is healthy. That helps. I don't think the Bears can get much done on the ground or through the air. I think the Eagles win comfortably by a touchdown.
Okay, out here in Los Angeles, the Packers are coming to Carson. The Packers are favored by 3.5 in this matchup. Greg, who do you have?
I have the Packers winning again. You know, they
Big or
fired
little?
the offensive coordinator by more than 3.5. The Chargers fired their offensive coordinator.
After a win.
After a win. That's a bad sign. You know what's even worse? That the defense is a bigger problem than the offense, and you're about to play Aaron Rodgers. Sorry.
Yep, you're completely right. I got the Packers winning because I think LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers have formed a Megazord. Remember the Power Rangers where they would come together and they would be an unstoppable force?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, I'm a Power Rangers kid, and I'm going with the Packers.
We were talking to James Jones before the show, and he told me it's going to be like Lambeau West out here, and I agree. I have 26-17 in favor of the Packers.
Better home field
At Lambeau
advantage
West.
should be in Denver this week when the Broncos host your Browns,
My
Andrew
Brownies.
Hawkins.
My
But you know
Brownies.
what? The Broncos are starting Brandon Allen in this game. What does the model say, Cynthia?
Well, the model says maybe you should start the Browns defense in fantasy because I have 21-17 in favor of the Browns.
I love
and
it.
honestly, when you look at it, there's a really strong chance of a defensive touchdown.
All right.
By the
love
Browns.
that.
I'm all for that. I got the Browns too. This is like one of those. I mean, the back end of the Browns schedule is very, very favorable, right? Like it was a little disappointing at the front, but they had the hardest schedule in the league. Last week I called it a hyper hope game. We got our butts kicked by New England. That's
Hyper
fine.
hope.
This is a game we should win. If we don't win this one,
Right.
the ceiling is going to collapse.
You
on the
better,
Browns'
and
head.
it's not an easy game because the
No,
Broncos
it's defense.
defense is
Yep.
playing well. I have the Browns winning because I don't want to think what our poor host Andrew Hawkins will do, whether he'll even host his podcast
I'm
that
quitting.
night if it doesn't happen. But this is a team of the Browns that find a way to lose games because of penalties and turnovers.
All right, well, listen, hashtag get excited for this one. The New York Jets are in Miami.
Ooh.
Taking on the
Wow.
Dolphins. Yeah, I know it's your favorite game of the week. The Jets are favored by 3 in this one. Does Adam Gase get the revenge on the Dolphins? Cynthia, teeing you up.
What a
Is that
revenge
really
game.
like an Adam Gase revenge game?
Yes,
Is that like
the Adam
They
Gase.
fired him, absolutely. How about it's the Dolphins players getting revenge on
That's
Adam
what I
Gase?
was
Yeah,
thinking.
true.
I think it's more like Devontae Parker. I don't know, whatever. I have Jets 21, Dolphins 19. Closer than expected. Jets win. They got rid of a big one in the middle of their defense, and that's a big problem. Leonard Williams is a big change, and I say big on purpose. Big. He's a big human, and
Yes.
it's only 2 points
All
because
right,
of that.
well, I'm going with the Dolphins against the
Wow.
model. Yes,
Here's the problem. Did you factor in that the Dolphins may or may not be wanting to win?
yeah, I did factor that in, but I also factored in the Jets with the same storyline. And there's a lot of things swirling within their locker room.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to break them. I think they're going to have a tough game, and the Dolphins are going to accidentally get the W.
I mean, Ryan Fitzpatrick is a revenge game for him, too.
There you go.
And you know what? He's the perfect quarterback for this team because he's playing with a lot of joy. And, man, this would be a big-time loss for Adam Gase if it happens. A lot of pressure on him. A lot of pressure on the Cowboys this week to get it done against the New York Giants.
Again.
Dallas on the road on Monday Night Football. This is a good one. What do you got?
Okay, I think the Cowboys are favored by 7, right? Yeah,
Yep.
in New Jersey, though, so it's way. I have Cowboys 27, Giants 19 in this one. So a nice, healthy 8-point win, which is more than 7 points.
Yeah, I got the Cowboys winning too. I think it's going to be an easy one for them. The Cowboys are just talented. You talked about Michael Bennett. If he plays, I think he makes a big impact on this one.
I thought the game before their bye against the Eagles was one of the most impressive games any team had all year. Now the tackles are healthy. You have Ezekiel Elliott, I think, running better than he did earlier in the season. DeMarcus Lawrence is healthier. Amari Cooper, like so many good things. They better win this game.
Okay, you're a receiver. Is it the Amari Cooper game or is it the Michael Gallup game?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm going to say
Or
Amari Cooper.
Okay, thanks.
Amari Cooper.
Good, thanks. Put it in my fantasy lineup, you know.
All right, perfect. You're welcome. Let's check out some more picks. These are our 2 remaining games here. Redskins and Bills and Buccaneers and Seahawks. We're aligned here. We both got Bills. We all have Seahawks.
Seahawks might be my lock this week.
Yeah. Okay, I like that.
I mean, Bills could be my lock too, but I've already used them if I'm honest in a survivor pool, so might be Seahawks for me.